Michael Forsyth, do you think there should be an official investigation?
Yes, I do. I was very surprised that he was released. We were told that he was released because he'd only got 3 months to live. It was a year ago. It was the most appalling atrocity that we've experienced in Scotland, and I hope we'll never see anything of its like. And I think the government made a mistake. So I would be sympathetic. I still do not understand why this was done and the reasons behind it. And I thought at the time, I thought it was extraordinary when the Justice Minister actually went to visit Megrahi in prison. I mean, we don't want to spend time talking about all of that, but I think it was a great mistake, and we were assured that he was about to die imminently and that this was being done on compassionate grounds. Well, he seems to be surviving quite well.
Do you blame the Scottish government or the Labour government of the day?
I suspect that there was probably a channel operating there, and I suspect it had quite a lot to do with oil interests in Libya, but who knows? That's purely speculation on my part.
All right. Nicholas, Jack Straw said it was partly because of trade, didn't he? Was that the right reason? Jack Straw said it was partly to do with the trade deal on oil. Was that a good reason?
Dying from cancer. The only man convicted of the Lockerbie bombing boards a plane for Libya last summer. He was allowed home to die on compassionate grounds. But could a major oil contract have influenced the decision to let him go? Is it possible he was traded to preserve BP's exploration interests off the Libyan coast? 4 US senators suspect that is the case and are demanding a formal inquiry.
The bottom line is simple. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it just might be a corrupt deal between BP, the British government, and Libya.
And while this former British ambassador to Libya doesn't think commercial pressure swayed the decision, he says refusal could have harmed British business.
It was well known in the British business community, and I believe to the British government, that Libya would take a very severe view if Mr. Megrahi died in a Scottish prison.
What would the consequences have been had that been the outcome?
I don't know, but going from what happened to other countries, some contracts could well have been lost.
The Scottish Justice Secretary stands by that decision to let Megrahi home to die. Newsnight understands his condition is deteriorating. As one source put it, a heavy cold could put him under. But Megrahi has already proved remarkably resilient. Megrahi flew home to a hero's welcome. He's outlived his 3-month prognosis by almost 8 months. And in America, Hillary Clinton is under pressure to intervene.
I've received the letter. We will obviously...
The State Department's still mulling over those calls for it to investigate possible links with BP. And it's considering separate calls from senators for Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to pick up the phone to the Foreign Office here in London and demand Megrahi's immediate recall to prison. The Foreign Office says there's no mechanism for doing that when someone's been released on compassionate grounds.
Was the prisoner transfer agreement some sort of grubby deal for oil?
No, the prisoner transfer agreement was a deal, but it was a deal to recognise the fact that Gaddafi had given up his nuclear weapons. If the price for Libya giving up nuclear weapons was that Megrahi served his sentence and died in the Libyan jail, the British government would have been happy with that. Oh yeah, Kenny McCaskill's got a lot of face to lose, because this is a man who, as an avowed atheist, claimed to the world that a higher power, God I assume, had judged Megrahi and sentenced him to death.